Good afternoon, everyone. This is Naveen from ShadowXLab. So today we'll be introducing you about the new platform we have designed for cybersecurity and SOC programs. So welcome to Enterprise Cybersecurity and SOC Readiness Platform. Where we will be working on a cybersecurity career, how to learn cybersecurity in a real platforms. So let me introduce the ShadowXLab Enterprise Cybersecurity Simulation Platform. So where you will be able to learn security operations, ITSM, GRC, VFPT, and also we have designed an interview platform. So where you will be able to parallelly progress yourself and get ready for the interviews. So we have included cyber operations and I'll train like you're already inside the team. Okay, let's move on to the next part. So the biggest gap in cybersecurity is not knowledge, it is execution. So let's understand that learners know concepts but struggle in real environments. But interviews test decision making, not memorization. And organizations are looking for job ready talent, not theory only candidates. So, the biggest gap in cybersecurity today is not access to information, it is the ability to apply that knowledge under real world pressure. Okay. So, why traditional training fails? Theory alone doesn't build operational readiness. Static labs lack business context. Most courses do not simulate enterprise workflows. Candidates struggle to connect tools, incident, and impact. So let me show you. So what exactly we are looking at. So if you see, you have different type of roles in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is not just about hacking. Cybersecurity is not just tools like Nmap, Wireshark, Metasploit, okay, Burp Suite, and other commonly thought tools. Cybersecurity is a whole universe, so which will be having different domains. So you can see. So let's understand the job market, what technologies or what skills currently the market is expecting. So in demand skills, you can see firewall management, IDS, IPS, VPN, endpoint security, routing, switching, risk assessment, compliance audits, ISO 27001, NIST, data privacy regulations, GDPR, CCPA. So there are different type of things, and these are the live jobs that are in demand. And you can see the type of these are last 7 days jobs. Okay, that has been released into the market. So you can see total listings, remote jobs, average demand 91% is the average demand. You can see network security, GRC, data privacy, DevSecOps, as security architecture. So network security engineer, and you require, so you can see what are the tools they are asking you and what are the skills they are asking. So you will be able to get a complete information from this platform. So GRC analyst. So as a GRC analyst, what are the responsibilities? What are the skills you require? So this is completely different from a boot camp or a 20 days course or simply a PPT course. No. So those courses will only help you to get an idea what is what, but they will never replace the actual skill set the companies are demanding. And that is the reason why most of the certified people, even though you complete CompTIA certification, you complete Easy Council certification, still you will be unemployed. Why? Because you are not addressing the correct requirement what the companies require. So this is where, so we ShadowX Lab will be addressing that part. So what we are going, so traditional training often teaches isolated concepts, but real security work requires connected thinking across systems, incident tools, business impact. So you will be learning that. So introducing ShadowX Lab. Train inside the environment, not outside it. ShadowX Lab simulates how real cybersecurity team operate across enterprise environments. So you will be having a decision-based learning, role-based workflows, operational realism, enterprise context. Let me introduce the platform to you. So this is our platform, enterprise platform. So where you will be working as a real employee, okay, and also you can select your own role, whether you want to you work as an IT support engineer, or you want to work as an SOC analyst, you want to work as an GRC. So you will be getting more roles, we will be adding it. So you can see the dashboard, you can see this one, ITSM. So there is a company, a whole company, so where you will be able to see the overview of the company, the departments that are currently present inside the company, how many employees are there. So you can just click on it, more details. You can see key functions, IT operations. So it's basically what you will be getting is a real environment instead of just a PPT, not a PPT based thing. So you will be able to see what tools you will be learning, what platforms you need to work, what are the functionals you need to understand, service desk, L1, L2, L3, infrastructure management, database administration, network operations, sorry, change and release management. So then you have information security, SOC operations, threat intelligence, vulnerability management, testing, security architect. So what we are focusing, we are concentrating is not just upskilling. We are concentrating to ensure a person who is entering Shadow X Lab training platform, it's about ensuring that the person who enters as an student will be exiting as an trained professional. So the person will be understanding about the cross domain functionality, how to work inside an organization as well as handle the pressurized environment. So you will be learning about different platforms, different business units, right? What their functionalities are. So what exactly an IT operations will be doing, what exactly an information security team will be doing, software engineering team, human resources team, how each and every business unit will be playing an impactful role. So most of the people doesn't know about legal and compliance team. They doesn't about know about business operations. So what we are doing is we are trying to bring each and everything into an integrated platform so that the person who is learning will be able to understand not only about technicalities but also about the cross domain functionality a security engineer requires to understand. Right. ShadowX Lab is built to simulate how cybersecurity actually works inside a connected enterprise environment. One platform, multiple cybersecurity realities. SOC operations. You can know about SOC operations. You can learn about VAPT response. You can understand about network lab. You can know about inventory, CMDB, asset context. You can understand about ITSM operations, GRC, policies and governance, interview ecology. One platform brings together the operational worlds that cybersecurity professionals need to understand, not as isolated modules, but as what connected ecosystem. So how this connected ecosystem will be working? So if you see the overview, so this is the overall overview, right? And if you click on the dashboard, you can see we have ITISM, right? Then GRC, then VAPT. So if you click on vulnerabilities, you can see the what is the vulnerability, how to work on with the vulnerability. So which tools are related to this vulnerabilities, how to work on it. Everything has been designed. Right. So you can see the vulnerabilities, you can understand. Also, you can see so which tool has identified that particular vulnerability. Right. Also, you can see about a CMDB. So CMDB is configuration management database. You will be understanding about it. So most of the people doesn't know what is an asset basically. So why cybersecurity exists? Cybersecurity exists because the companies are holding assets. If there is no asset, if there is no configuration management database, then there is no cybersecurity, right? So we need to understand about it. So you can see the vulnerability response VAPT, vulnerability assessment and pen testing. So continuous vulnerability scanning, risk scoring, remediation, and service no vulnerability response. So you have vulnerable items, then CMDB review, VR workflows, how the things are worked, vulnerable groups, remediation tasks. So what are the things you will be doing? Who is responsible? What are the steps? Right? So yeah, everything, SLA tracker. So when it was done, so critical. So you will be learning about SLA policies, exceptions, right? CMDB hierarchy. So what is a tool about, where it is located, who is the service owner, all these things you will be learning. So you coming to SOC, you will be looking at the live event feed, then you will be learning how to work on a tool, what is triage, what is investigation. So what are the different type of what do you say, analyst will be doing. So you will be having all the things connected, interview concepts. So over for details. So true positive versus false positive, alert fatigue, MITR, ATTCK, and tactic mapping. So classify it, whether it's true positive or false positive or winning, escalate, right? All the things you will be learning. Related training modules, if you click. So we have modules to understand about SOC operations. So you will be learning all these things. So everything is integrated into a single platform, right? Practice the hiring journey before the real one. It's not only about learning the things, it's also ensuring that the candidate will be ready or make themselves ready to face the final hurdle. That is what interview, right? So this is built interview ecology. This is a separate platform that has been built to help candidates crack real interviews with the confidence and context. Technical panel, team lead round, manager round, Chief Information Security Officer, strategical round, HR and cultural fit. So role-based interview simulation, scenario-based decision making, interview confidence building. Interview ecology prepares candidates for the hiring journey itself, from technical questioning to leadership, business thinking, and cultural fit. So this is the where the actual game will be completely shifting. So we have designed an interview platform, enterprise interview preparation. So you can select your own role. For example, if you are preparing for SOC, so you can select your role, whether you are a fresher, you are a beginner. I mean, so fresher in a sense, just passed out from the college, graduate, new graduate, or person doesn't know anything about SOC or enterprise experience, right? So zero, absolute fresher. So then we have beginner, 0 to 6 months, or associate having 6 months to 12 months. So that is 1 year experience. A junior who has done 1 year or 1 to 2 years of it. right? Mid-level, senior, advanced. So you can have completely 5 stages of interview. So technical panel evaluated by senior engineers on core technical depth. So incident handling, vulnerability analysis, detection logic, and tool proficiency, right? So it's all about technical precision, tool knowledge, detection methodology, analytical reasoning. So then followed by team leader round, followed by manager round, followed by CISO strategical round, okay, and followed by HR and cultural fit. So basically, it might not happen in every company, but so we are preparing the person to face the ultimate hurdle, ultimate. So learning, practicing the things is different. Presenting confidently is different. So that is what we are focusing. So what we have done is we created a 5 stage interview panel. So if you click, you will be getting questions. It might be MCQs, but you need to get the things, understand. Okay. So that is the reason, even though it is an MCQ, we have given a timer so that you will be able to feel the pressure, right? So that's the thing we have designed here. Okay, so you can see, and all these questions are based on the actual problems. So whatever you are seeing, okay, so you can see the tools we have designed the tools. So Splunk, so we have created, so what is Splunk, why it is required, for what purpose we are doing, right? So then integrations, what are the tools, so how these tools will be working, everything we have done those things. So you can simply click on it, understand it, and if you require, you can go to the particular website and learn about the things, right? Okay, so next. So whatever we have explained, think like an analyst, respond like a team. SOC is not just monitoring; it is structured decision making under pressure, right? So you need to work in a role: alert triage, incident investigation, IOC analysis, threat classification, escalation workflow, tool based decision making. Everything has been integrated into the platform. So this is where learners begin thinking like a real analyst, triaging alerts, validation through validating threats, escalating correctly, and making defensible decisions. Security makes sense early in context. So when you know what you are protecting, then only you can understand things. So that is where, so we have ensured that the platform consists of the entire topology, right? So you can see this is the entire topology of a company. So where you will be having uh, employee workstation, right? Explore laptop storage, user files, digital data replication, endpoint security, investigate endpoint behavior, process, everything. So you will be seeing all the things as a topological part. And when you click on that particular thing, so you can just click, you will be getting what is that particular VLAN, or what is that segmentation, what are the services that are located on it, how, what type of connections are there, you will be getting each and everything. So employee workstation, so what is the IP address, operating system, so what active connections are there. If you click, it will take you to different areas. It will explain stuff, right? Security becomes meaningful only when analysts understand the environment, assets, dependencies, business systems, and the impact of the failure, right? So that impact also has been explained when you click on assets. Okay, so there is a separate page for asset management, configuration management database. So it consists of full asset lifecycle, financials, compliance, and topology. So when you click on a particular asset, it will give you the complete information, overview, life cycle. Okay, so when it was first requested, and it will also show you at which stage it is currently in. Okay, so then it has its financials, So what is the value of it? What is the current value? What is the depreciation? All the things and specifications. So everything. So it's like understanding the stuff, right? So you will be learning about everything, network, compliance, what are the vulnerabilities present on it. So what are the key dates of this particular asset, when it was purchased, when it was deployed. So what is the warranty of that asset? What is the end what is the date that this product is end of life, EOL and end of support, right? So each and every asset information. So you need to understand. So here we created the platform in such a way that every person who is joining will be uh, identifying the importance of asset management. So most of the platforms doesn't address. They even do not bother about addressing what is an asset, right? Now, where you will get the vulnerabilities, where the attacker is concentrating. So when you say about SQL injection, when you talk about privilege management, right? Privilege escalation, lateral movement, where it is happening on an asset, right? So we need to understand about that particular asset, where it is connected, what is its network, right? What is its VLAN? Everything is related directly to what? Asset management. So we provide and complete information about CMD, asset management. So from detection to remediation, not every vulnerability is urgent. Context determines priority. So you will be learning what is the prioritization, right? So what is critical? What do you mean by high? What is medium, right? All the things. So you can see vulnerability, visibility, CVE, prioritization, affected asset mapping, remediation workflows, risk-based action. ShadowXLab helps learners move beyond vulnerability scanning and into what matters most: prioritization, impact analysis, and remediation thinking. So that also we created in such a way. So if you go to VAPT and you click on vulnerability response, so you can see these things, okay, active, right? So you will be seeing what you need to, okay. So open, assign to owner, create remediation task, create an incident, right? Show it. So what do you need to do? Okay, so VR workflow. So here you will be seeing it. View task details, remediation trading, remediation steps. So what you need to do: isolate affected asset, apply emergency patch, validate, fix with the scan, monitor for regression, update CMDB status. Right, each and everything is given what you need to do. Right. Also, you can check the SLA tracker. Also CMD IRP. So how it is connected, what is the application, what is the business service, everything is clearly mentioned, right? Governance, risk and compliance and action. See, each and every incident will lead to what? Governance, risk, and compliance. Because when you are purchasing an asset, it should be monitored, right? When you are working on an asset, you need to work based on the policies, based on the rules. So this particular thing should be continuously monitored. Cybersecurity maturity is not only technical, it is also governed. So we need to work with different things like audit findings, compliance tracking, risk visibility, vendor risk, policy alignment, operational accountability. So this also is provided. So if you click on GRC, so it will be showing you the different things, and you can select your own role over here. So as a GRC program manager or internal auditor, risk owner, compliance officer, or as an CISO, Chief Information Security Officer, you can find out the risk score. Okay, so what are also the decisions that are pending as an CISO? It's not only about CISO, you can select as an internal auditor and you can see so what is required for you to things pending validation. So audit
privilege access reviews not performed quarterly, whatever it is. So basically, you will be having risk registers. So each role has its own work, right? So you can select it. Um, so here it is, as a privacy officer or data privacy officer, what is the work you need to work on? So it will give you. So if you click on open analyst workbench, it will give you what you need to do. Investigate, add, document, close, all the things. So this is an, what do you say, completely different platform, so which will help you to understand cross-domain functionality. Cybersecurity is not just technical function. Governance, risk, compliance, and accountability are critical parts of enterprise readiness. Security is not just technical, it is organizational. So it's not only about learning about the tools, but also understanding how to use, when to use, where to use, and who are eligible to use the tools. Strong cybersecurity teams understand controls, expectations, and organizational responsibility. So we'll be learning about security policies, standards and procedures, incident obligations, privacy and compliance alignment, assign business aware security culture. You'll be learning about info security policy, data privacy, incident responsible. So it's an risk policies, right? So let me show you off. So you will be having all the policy management. So you have policies, organizational policies, all right? So information security policy, what it is stating, what are the clauses, purposes, scope, information classification, access control principles, cryptographic control, security monitoring, incident response obligation. So each and every policy will be explaining clause, compliance, right? And the details. So what is the version, what is when it is last updated, next review, owner, approval, employment acknowledgement. Okay, after reading, you need to acknowledge it. So these are the different things. So data classification and handling. So whether the particular thing is an public data or private data or confidential data, restricted data, you should know, right? You need to understand so that it will be classified. Then incident response plan. So when you are working on an incident, so what is the SLA you need to address, right? So everything is documented and explained. That's where these policies will be playing a major role in addressing the company complaints. Real teams operates within policy, process, accountability. ShadowXLab helps learners understand the business and governance side of security too. So built for learners, trainers, and organizations. So ShadowXLab is built not just for learners, it also built for trainers, organizations that want to accelerate practical cybersecurity readiness. So competitive differentiation, more than courses, more than labs, more than mock questions. This is where cybersecurity training becomes operational. So we have an enterprise style realism, connected cyber ecosystem, interview to operations journey, role-based learning paths. So there's one more thing where you can identify this as a completely different thing is what cyber ops. So you can understand the complete cyber command center, enterprise security command center. So you can see the stability, cyber stability. You can see so the KPI, key performance indexes. What is MTTR, MTTD, MTTA, right? All those things you will be learning. SIM detection, latency, right? EDR, reagents, response, IDS. So you will be learning everything. And then we have adversary campaigns, operational consoles, or SIM, media, SOAR, analyst terminal, right? Network forensics, operational hub. So if you click on a particular thing, so it will be showing you, right? So no cases set, threat intelligence, threat factors. So you will be seeing what is this particular threat actor, how they are connected to the tactic techniques and the process. So you can see, so mail gateway, you will be seeing correlation alerts. Click to create case. You can create a case, right? Live correlations. There are two correlations are available. So then you have a incident playbook library. So how to work on a particular thing, right? all those things you will be learning over here. Analytics. So these are the different analytics of the people. Okay, so it will give you an understanding how exactly the cybersecurity companies, cybersecurity teams will be analyzing the things, right? So this is a wholesome platform, and also we have a physical infrastructure deployed. So you can see firewall, Kali Linux deployed, right? We have an Windows 80 Ubuntu. So we have this oh, SIM tool deployed. So we have both simulated environments as well as physical environments, and you can just click on the things, understand what is happening, right? How to work on a firewall, how to work on a SIM tool, how to work on different tools you will be learning of, right? Okay, ShadowXLab is not a collection of disconnected lessons. It is a connected operational simulation designed to build real confidence and real capability. So from learning to readiness, outcome and transformation. So what is the difference of a person learning from ShadowX Lab and other institutions or other trainers is it's a real transformation. It's not just a PPT transformation, it's a real transformation. Better interview readiness, stronger practical decision making, higher enterprise familiarity, improved role confidence. So the outcome is simple: more confidence, better decision making, stronger interview performance, and greater operational readiness. And the condition is you need to work your part. So our part is to ensure that you understand the concepts and explain how to work on the platform and what to do. So the remaining part, you need to practice, you need to invest your time, you need to understand, you need to research, then only you will be transformed from a normal person to a cybersecurity professional. Right? That's all. Thank you very much for your valuable time. So if you are interested and you want to connect, you can connect directly with us on www.shadowxlab.com. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.